Hello, I'm IBXToyCat, and this is a tutorial slash showcase for 5 simple redstone creep traps, because creepers are one of the most annoying mobs to fight directly, because they take 3 hits, even with a diamond sword, which is difficult to get off when they surprise you, which means you can lose your stuff, and it's just not a very nice time. So this is why you need traps and stuff, and that's why this video is existing. So basically, we're going to start with the simplest trap in terms of complexity, then move up in terms of complexity, and like setup time and whatnot. So let's first of all show you this one, then I'll explain how it works after you see it in action. So first of all, we have a creeper following us right now, so there's a creeper following you and you don't want him to blow up, so you take him to your house, but you use this little clever contraption here, and you just wait for him to follow you in. So hello, and he just goes in the little hole right there. And basically what that does is it traps the creeper right in a little glass box. Obviously you don't have to set up a glass box like this, but I have just for creeper collection, because when creepers follow me in their house, then they deserve imprisonment or something. And basically, yeah, it's just a really fun thing to collect them. You can kill them for gunpowder or whatever if you really want to, but I just mainly keep them there for fun. And it's just a really cool little thing to set up and have installed in your house, because it works wonders. So let's explain how it works now. So basically, it is very simple, like I said. First of all, you need to have like a 2x2. You don't need all of these extra width, by the way. I just have them there so the creeper can't walk around. In theory, the creeper can't anyway, because this is raised up. If it was on a level ground, then they could just walk around it. So I'd make them a little bit wider than like, 1 block, but 2 or 3 should be fine on each side. So basically, yeah, you just need a little walkway, which is only 1 thick, with a pressure plate on each side of the block you want to remove. Then you have a sticky piston, which is attached to that 1 block, and is by default, attached to it like this. And basically what happens is both the pressure plates, they're attached to redstone trails like this. You can obviously conceal the redstone as much as you like. I haven't for the sake of showing you it, but you could just cover this in glowstone or whatever you want to do. Obviously glowstone's obviously a poor idea, but whatever, you can hide this as well as you want to. Basically, yeah, the redstone trails go like this. They both go into a repeater, which are set to 4. This one's set to 3, it should be on 4. And then it follows this way, because that means it takes roughly half a second for the redstone signal to get to from there to the actual piston, which is roughly how long it takes for the creeper to be from the start of the pressure plate to actually being on the the wooden block which is getting removed. Because if the block gets removed before they get there, then they're going to be like, wait a minute, let's not walk into a big glass imprisonment. So that's the reason that is. So basically, yeah, it's just this simple. You have a piston attached to it using this little OR gate thing. So that basically, when this is turned off, the piston's turned on. When this is turned on, the piston gets turned off, which is how the little OR gate works. It's very simple to to make. It's the simplest trap there is, and it's very effective, and it's very amusing to just have a glass box full of creepers. It's definitely my favourite because of how simple it is, but that's just my opinion. So let's move on to the second trap. So the second one I figured I'd include because it's been part of my it was part of my original Let's Play series, so long-time subscribers might recognise the basic formula for it. But it has been a little improved, and also has a little fancy pyramid going around it. And basically what it does, I'll show you with like 3 or 4 creepers. Let's just aggro. Oh jeez, never mind. Let's just aggro them all onto me, one by one using the bow. But basically what it does is it's just more of a little novelty trap, because it will keep them all stuck in there no matter how much they want to get to you, like this. So basically we've got 5 creepers following us right now, and then we walk over to this side of it. Obviously it's a little more difficult to do this in survival mode, but basically, yeah, it's just a really cool little trap here. As you can see, they can't get to you because the pistons will get in the way. No matter how much they want to try to get to you, the pistons will always just get in the way, and it's pretty funny in my opinion. Look, I'm over here, creepers just come get me. And basically, the basic construction of it is you need to have 5 pistons by 5 pistons. Obviously, you could do this 3 by 3 or smaller, but for this exact design, it's 5 pistons on each side. Pressure plates all next to all the pistons, and then in the middle, you're going to want to have 4 iron doors around a pressure plate. And then what that'll do is it means if a creeper gets in there, he's completely trapped forever. So it's pretty amusing, and you can kill them from up here if you want to kill them. But as I said, this is mainly for novelty, just keeping creepers, inhumanly kept, sort of like the glass box, but even funnier, because even if they wanted to, there's just no way out. They can try to get out, they think they can get out, but they just can't, and that's I guess the brilliant part of it. And yeah, that's basically the design of this trap. It's pretty amusing. You can go in there, kill them with a bow, and sweep them up. It is mainly just for this, but yeah, just to finish the design. Then above the pressure plates, you need to have a little 2 blocks above it, you need to have some blocks like this. That's to stop them jumping over it, because if they, otherwise they will just be able to simply jump over it, and it won't be very fun for you, because you would be like, oh, I guess they just jumped out. And yeah, it's pretty amusing in my opinion, and it does some serious stuff. But let's move on to the more practical traps then, with number 3. Okay, so trap number 3 is a little more dramatic than the previous 2 traps, and it's a little harder to build in survival mode in terms of, build time. But it's really cool if you have an underground lair that you want a cool entrance to that will also protect you from creepers, or if you just want to, if you want to mess with other people as well, because lots of people will accidentally mess this up. But yeah, let's just quickly show an action first. So, let's say this is a cave above ground. You can have this like really high up, as in like 20 blocks up that you have to climb to or something. Or you can just have this as a a regular ground thing and then have your base below ground. Obviously, it's more effective to have this on regular ground because then there's not likely to be creepers if you have to climb a ladder to get to first. But yeah, let's just quickly show you it. So yeah, you have a creeper following you. I think that's going to be knocked off the edge, and you just can sprint simply over this gap right this, and the creeper just ends up right down there. And basically, what this will do is I'll quickly jump down here and show you. You'll be able to go down safely, and if you want to do it like this, which is how I've set it up, then what you can do is, actually I'm going to walk around and get them from another angle, because this one's a bit dangerous. Basically, yeah, you can walk through from any of the angles if you feel a bit intimidated by any of them, and you can punch them in one hit and just pick up the gunpowder and the XP. I've set it up like this, so that you can, get the XP and the drops. The other way, if you set it like, a block or 2 lower, you'll get the drops but not the XP, and if you want the XP, it's probably worth going in for the final hit yourself, because it makes you feel really good to punch creepers to death, personally. That's my opinion anyway. But if you, don't want the risk, because that is the whole idea of a trap, then you can just build the block lower, but I'll explain that later. So yeah, let's explain how it actually works then. So basically, there's a little switch over here as well, by the way, which I need to show you that in action. Let's say the creeper does get caught over there. You can just use this switch to make sure that he goes over the gap and falls down the hole, which is just a fun little fact. So yeah, let's explain how this works. So basically, first of all, you want to have this little walkway, and just make it 3 blocks wide, then have two high walls. You can have an entire roof if you want. I just have it here to show where you need the roof, but you can have a roof over the entire thing. But you need these blocks to be here, and then you have 3 signs at the very entrance, just next to this piston here, and this piston has to be always on, and then when it turns off, you want it to unleash the water, basically. So the way you achieve that is you have a little switch over here, which is just following some redstone. It goes through an off gate or an on-off gate, an inverse gate, and that makes it so it's always on if it's not on, and then when the switch is turned on, that turns it off, which unleashes the water. But yeah, so you make that. Oh, geez, I just placed a creeper. You want that to sort of follow this along all the way to the sticky piston, and it's a pretty simple setup as far as that goes, and yeah, it's a nice little thing. And then all the way down here is where you'll find, which is I believe 20 blocks lower, 22 blocks lower. This is Y26 and this is Y5. If you want them to die upon impact, I'd go 22 or 23 layers lower. I think it's exactly 23 layers to kill a creeper, whereas if you want them to be on 1 hit left so you can get the XP, I'd go 21, 22 layers. So just my personal recommendation there. Also, creepers got on my side, now on the creepers side. If you're wondering why you need these here, you can get rid of them and just use the water every time. But the little danger of that is that sometimes the creeper will just jump straight over and, run at you. And it can be incredibly dangerous, and it's a little risky, so I wouldn't recommend it all the time. Also, if you're wondering how you get over this gap, even though there's a gap there, it's because when you're sprinting, you can make it over gaps and stuff, so that's how that works. Also, there's water here held up by a sign, and likewise, on the other side of this little thing, there is 3 signs here. They are optional. You can just make the water so it flows past the signs, but I think having the signs just makes the water more controlled. Makes it just, it makes it, a better trap in my opinion. That's just my opinion though. So yeah, this is the bare bones of the trap. I'll just quickly show you around it a little bit more. Very cool if you want to get the last hit on creepers. It's the only trap that actually allows you to do that, besides, I guess, the glass box one, but you have to kill them entirely yourself that way. Whereas this way, you just have to hit them once with your fist. So this is everything around it. Hopefully that's enough bit to understand what you're seeing. If you don't think this is enough, or if you want to suggest improvements, by the way, I will give you a download link. So if you want to, just look around the map and tell me what I did wrong or whatever, then feel free to. The link will be in the description. Also, how to download maps will be in the description. But yeah, let's move on to trap number 4 then. Okay, so this 4th trap is a little more of an aggressive trap when there's an entire army of creepers. Wow, how did that just happen? Following you around, and as you can see, there is a lot of creepers here, and involves just using Dispenser. It's a little less practical for survival, but it is incredibly funny just to make anyway, because it is incredibly aggressive. It can be used to just defend yourself from anything, all mobs, equally. But as you can see, it's quite effective. So every dispenser has like half filled with fire charges, half filled with arrows, and this is the result. So you climb up your ladder when you see that there's all the creepers out there, and you're like, you know, I don't want to die, so let's just quickly punch him off actually. And you just spam the left trigger, and you wait for results to happen. So this is this is one of my favourite little traps. It's not really a trap at all. It's more of just being funny and firing, you know, just stuff everywhere. But it has a very high success rate. You can get yourself a lot of drops like this. Obviously, you're going to have to waste a lot more on the arrows and stuff, but every arrow you miss, you can just pick up anyway, so you can actually be quite self-sufficient with this. And yeah, let's quickly explain how it works, just in case you do want to build this, because it is quite funny to build for survival mode. So basically, it is a simple redstone. There's no crazy gates. It's just redstone going to, I guess, 20 different dispensers. Then we have 4 dispensers over here that are exclusively arrows, because I don't want to set my own house on fire. Just in case there's stuff that's in front of the door that's being missed by these things. They're not really necessary, but they're just, you know, they add to the, you know, fire, I guess. It's not really a fire, but they add to the fun. So let's just quickly kill that last creeper that's sitting there in front of my house and not dying. Like if you were dead right now. There we go, he's on fire. So yeah, as you can see, it's got a pretty high success rate and also a pretty high failure rate, but it's pretty giggles in my opinion. I quite like it, and I'd recommend you give it a try, or, you know, try something like it if you have, you know, creative / survival world. I don't know how to describe it, but it's fun. So let's move on to trap number 5. Okay, so trap number 5 is basically a more complicated but more rewarding version of trap number 1, with a lot more redstone required, obviously, because it uses an AND gate, so you can basically turn it off and on. It's got lots of benefits, but let's just show you in use first. So we've got a creeper, you know, following us as always, and we're going to chase him through our little house. And as soon as he gets to the pressure plate, we can turn it on beforehand as soon as we get to this side. And this will happen to the creeper. And as you can imagine, that's not good for the creeper. And as soon as you hear the creeper stop making the, you know, hissing sounds, or if you want, you can just leave it there and just, you know, go cook yourself some, I don't know, some pork chops or something. Then you can come back and you'll find yourself the creeper is dead. And as long as there's no gunpowder on the thing, then it will just turn off automatically. But if there's gunpowder on there and it's not, you know, turned off, then you're going to have to turn off the switch manually, take the gunpowder, then go turn the switch back on. And your house is 100% safe from creepers or any other mobs, and that's like fact. And it's a really cool little trap here, because you will get the gunpowder, which is, obviously, it's important for some people, less important for others, but for me, I think it's quite important that you get the gunpowder, because, you know, it's a resource, and it's just really cool to have it. So let's just quickly explain what happens here then. So this is a little more complicated than usual, so I'm going to have to break it. So, oh god, see, first of all, let's just turn off the switch, so it will be turned off for good, because obviously that's going to be good. So, first of all, there's a pressure plate under here, and that leads to this redstone trail. The redstone trail follows all the way around to here. As you can see, it goes from there, it's up round here, up to over here, and then it leads to this AND gate. Basically, the way the AND gate works is it needs both signals to be turned on for it to, you know, send a redstone signal. So while this is turned off, even if there's something on the pressure plate, like there, obviously, well, there is right now, that's only sending one of the redstone signals, which means it's not both turned on, which means it's not going to send a redstone signal. But if there's that thing on there and this is turned on, then all the random stuff happens, and it's pretty crazy. So yeah, let's just take that off so we can show you it going further. So basically, yeah, you need this little redstone here to be hooked up like this. Obviously, you can hide this redstone. It's a little harder to hide than usual because it is going so core along the main place. But you could make this go underneath, but I made it go above, just for the sake of being able to see it easily, because it did take quite a few modifications to, you know, put it like this. Then that leads over to here, over to this little thingamajig, and I don't know why I said thingamajig, but the redstone torch that's here, and that leads you over to the, you know, 5 pistons. Yeah, it's 5 pistons, which are hooked up like this, because that one block powers the pistons there. Here, and then the one that you can't see behind those 2 blocks, and then these 2 pistons are powered by themselves. And basically what happens is all 5 of these wooden blocks on the wall here get pushed all at the same time, and it chokes everything. And I also have this 6th piston over here, which is connected by a little thing on the floor over here. And if you wonder why that's there, it's because sometimes it rarely happens. It's like a 1 in 10 chance at max, but every now and then a creeper will make it past because they're running especially fast or whatever, and that's just a failsafe just in case that does happen, so you don't go like, creeper die, oh, I'm just blown up all my stuff. So yeah, it's saying you don't need to have it there, but it's a failsafe, so I'd recommend having it personally. But yeah, this is how this little trap works. Again, it can be used as a door for the house. It's more useful in my opinion, but it does require a lot more setup. It requires knowing how to make an AND gate, or at least being able to replicate this. And it's pretty cool in my opinion. I think it's, you know, cool to be able to turn the trap on and off. And hopefully in future I'll be doing some more complicated redstone stuff, because I am trying to learn redstone. That's why I made this little video. It took me quite a lot of hours to actually set this all up, make sure they were all 100% creeper effective, like, or at least 99%. So if you do have any criticisms, give me. I will put the map download link out in the description if you want to know how to download maps. That will also be in the description. If you could share the video or like it or something, it would be appreciated, because as I said, I spent a lot of hours on this, but it was fun, so I guess whatever. And yeah, besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.